But anyway, yeah, so we got some changes when we doing to the Christmas site. The summer sale was definitely over, so that should have all been removed. But we've been so busy, I already forgot about it. So let me get rid of some of this stuff we got on here right now. And yeah, all of this gotta go. We wrote this in here. We did write this in here. All right, let's get rid of this too. So the acoustic screens, we're going to be letting those go because I told you before, I'm interested in putting those in the hands of distributors. It's a much easier screen to be able to process instead of shipping paint out. Screens are much easier to deal with. On top of that, it requires safety. We're doing paints and stuff. It requires safety material, data sheets, and all this stuff they got to have at the end of the day. Where a screen doesn't require any of that. The screen's so much easier to pass through customs with a distributorship than basically using paints. And yeah, you have to have safety material, data sheets, all your information, everything. So much stuff you need. It's not even funny, especially when you start transferring to customs, it gets a whole nother section right there by itself. So it's much easier to do a physical screen. And I do want to do distributorship contracts. Let me see. Let's bring this up because now we got this huge, but this breaks down. It does break down. Okay, we just leave this right here. I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit more. Why is this box so freaking? Oh, because we had something written at the bottom of it. All right, so let me see what we got written here. New changes, converting our screen to nope. So we're going to basically convert back into paints. And physical screens are going to be hitting for distributorship only. Let me see our new change. Uh, right. The which from the gunmetals are fusion light energy technology. So let's see. Um, let me see. We got a mark here. This we have to calm down to. Yeah. Did you leave any of these options open? I know we didn't convert all of these. Did we not? Oh man, let me see. Darn. All right, let's remove. Now, see if we made it a spray-on application, then yeah, you can use it for your acoustic setups and all that. That's not a problem. But again, like I said, a lot of people aren't too handy with the paint sprayer. Some people consider a paint sprayer to be intimidating. So on the other site, we have it where the quasars can do both. They can do spray-ons and they can do roll-ons. We're not going to do the same thing over here. We're going to convert this back to a gunmetal technology, screen paint, but we're going to basically keep the big ounce containers attached to them because I definitely want to keep that. I definitely want to change that. I don't want to do 32 ounces anymore, and I don't want to do 1 gallons anymore. We want to add more paint for the customer. Let me see. Okay. This should have been a capital. Honestly, why is it not a capital? That definitely should have been a capital. New sentence. For Amy towards the next level. Expensive projections. We're also sure they're compatible, weatherproof, designed to reduce the public sunlight between if they're true. Infinity one. No, no, no. I can't have that there. What are you doing? With our one and only true contrast. No, it doesn't have a 1% contrast. It has. So I had to go back and check my own stuff sometimes. I swear. I'm so used to writing that in over and over and over again. We can't have that here. Definitely can't have that here. Our one and only true. True. This has to go. This can't be there. Oh, no, true. It doesn't have an infinity one. It mimics a contrast level. Let me see. I have to put in, can't put in true. You have to put in, and put in ultra dark grays. Because you're not, what do we get pro grays? What do we get? Ultra, seriously? Ultra dark gray. What did we get pro gray from that? Literally did not say that. AI is a little slow, I swear. Or artificial, we want to call it in the day, voice recognition software, whatever, it's slow. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I didn't speak another language. Let me see. Okay. Still having that conversation about the Infinity One level with gray and gunmetal screens. Like literally, talk about denial on so many different levels. It's not even funny. You do not pull black levels. You literally have to stop saying that. You don't pull black levels at all. Period. You read shades of gray. Depending on how dark the screen is, depends on how dark your shade of gray is going to actually be able to produce. So you do not read actual black. I don't care what kind of projector you got at the end of the day. The projector can't even read black. The projector is producing black. The screen's not reading it. So that right there, I think we're going to have to bring some people to court on that one. Because can't say that. Can't make that statement unless you have a physical black screen. Because if you do have if you believe you're pulling a 100% contrast level, you should not be turning your lights out. You should never be turning your lights out if you have a 100% infinity level. I don't even know how that would be possible. If you sit there and say, well, I have to turn the lights out in order to get the content. No, you failed that one altogether. White screens don't have to turn out the lights in order to produce higher white levels. They produce white whether the lights are on or off because they have a neutral level of white. That's why. Black screens have a neutral color of black. It doesn't require them to turn lights out in order to operate contrast. So I find that hilarious. And I'm literally going to take some companies to court because of that, because we have the right to say we have black technology. And nobody's going to be making that claim at the end of the day. We're not having that crap at the end of the day. All these people coming out talking about, oh, we pull black color. We're going to challenge you in court now. Just like Epson did Valve, we're going to start challenging people in court on that theory. Because I don't think it's right that if a screen is pulling a physical black and there's gray screens and gunmetal screens that they're making these false statements that they do the same thing as a black screen, no. Not going to work. So you're just going to take it to court. Or send your crease and deceased letter and tell you to shut it down, to stop saying it, because you pull up shades of gray. And that basically misleads the customers because the customers, projector companies do it too, because projector companies claim that if you have a projector with a high enough contrast, you can pull this heavy black level, and you're not pulling it, you don't see it. Which they lie to you. Dark gray contrast. Okay. And ultra dark gray contrast. This is where she ended here. I'm here correcting my own stuff. Let's see, ultra dark gray. There we go. That's it. That comes out. That's it. Now, Diamond can say it. Diamond has a screen called a carbon black. They can literally say it. But they can't. It's interesting that they now have a black screen called a carbon black. But all that other time, when they were talking about their gray screens pulling a contrast level, and you realize now that the screens were never put a contrast level because the screen they had does put the contrast level, which means you had it wrong the entire time when you were seeing it. Let me see. Let's go over to the marketplace. Pages. Marketplace here. Yeah, we're flooding right now. So if you're seeing videos pop up left and right, we're flooding. Anytime we have a new product come in, we flood. And we drop as much advertising on the product right now. Facebook, all the different pages are full of it. We also seen the naysayers in there trying to start trouble. You guys don't have a life, do you? Like, seriously, you really don't have a life. And they're trying to do some link nonsense. You know, I control all that in there, right? That's mine. I'm the admin for all that. I control all of that in there. You don't get past Jack in there. Anything you post comes up in my notifications first. I'm the first to know. It doesn't go through unless I allow it to go through. That's how all the pages are set up in there. So in order for me, I got to review all that stuff to figure out what's going through. Yeah, try to go and try to start some trouble. They are terrified of the mother of all screens. You should be. You definitely should be. Because that stuff will shut you down in no time at all. You should be afraid of it, terrified of it at that. Your products don't work. It's a jealousy stage. That's what it is. They're mad because it's getting a lot of publicity. I got freaking messages coming in from all over the world for that technology. That screen is a beast. Oh, and I did some slideshows on Windows screens, actually in physical Windows, producing a 100% black contrast level inside and out without fading or washing. I tell customers this all the time. If you see a screen sitting in a dark environment claiming to pull a contrast, it's a fail, automatically from the door. You should be automatically be able to pull a contrast level with your lights on. So what's going to happen when your customer turns on the lights? Then what? How's that going to work? All right, we got to do the same thing you put here is the same thing you put there. So basically, just to make this a lot more easier on me, I'm going to go back and just copy and paste that, bring it back. That's why I said that whole fail-safe thing of saying over, we give off the illusion that we are ambient light projection, but we are not ambient light projection. You have to pick a side. Because either one's going to come up as not as described. There we go. I'm going to take this whole section right here, put it over there. Actually, this is what we have over there anyway. Make my job so much easier. All right, I'm going to publish this. I'm going to drop off the post office. They got packages going today. Last of the screens. Somebody may order the last of these screens, because we're not doing these screens anymore. Like I said, we're going to be putting those in distributor, and we're going to be doing paints. I think I'm probably on this one. I'm probably going to do. Can we do gallons in here? I don't know about that one yet. Let me see. All right, we got that already, right? Okay, this is the front page. We need to go over to the pages again, and then go back over to where are we at on this? Let me see. Marketplace here. Oh, and this weirdo still sending postcards. This time he sent a different one. But you're still using the person's address over in Ohio, which again can still gonna get you in trouble. Because you can't use somebody else's address without permission, McAfee. So this is what he sends over now. These are the ones that are coming over now. But still, you are using someone else's address. Can't do that. That's against the law. So I'm going to send this over to the individual whose address you used to commit the crime of mail fraud, which that's what you just committed, was mail fraud. And we're going to send it over to them so they can have it on file because they're filing charges against them. Yep. And you notice it didn't come with a whole lot of pictures of me on it. You know why? Because we put him on blast on a live stream multiple times. He had mentioned his name and his YouTube channel. Because if you're going to be doing creepy stuff and you're going to think that you're going to be to hide behind your YouTube channel and basically act like on everything's nonchalant and you can do whatever the freak you want to do, no, I'm going to put you on blast so everybody knows exactly who you are. So you're known on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on the creepy stuff that you did. You're everywhere now. Yep. This is McAfee right here. Sign his name to it again. And the address you're using belongs to a bar in Ohio. So we gave him all your information. You live in Flushington, Ohio. There's a population of 800. I don't think you're going to have a problem finding you. Also sent over your Facebook account with your pictures and everything attached. So now they got a face to everything. And your YouTube channel, all your information sent over to them. So now they're going to start an investigation on filing criminal charges against this individual because he used their address without permission to basically commit a crime. Good luck with all that, buddy. But this time when he sent it over, he sent one over, as you can see, no pictures on it. But still, at the end of the day, McAfee, this is still creepy because I'm a guy at the end of the day. You know that, right? I was on the porch talking to my fellow friends over there. They were like, what's he got? Is he sick? Something wrong with him? Is he demented? Yeah, they think there's just something wrong with you at the end of the day. Why are you sending me postcards? I'm a dude. Why are you sending me pictures like this? That's why I think at the end of the day, I think you got a love affair with, or you're in love with me or something. What's going on? Because who sends this to another dude? We're not friends at the end of the day. We all know that at the end of the day. So why are you sending me this? You're creepy. You're just a creepy individual. And mind you, this is an individual who basically does videos for Partay's products and Jamie Crow's products. These are the kind of people they affiliate themselves with. And they're also stalkers themselves. Creepy. But yeah, we put him on blast. So everybody knows who he is. So yeah. And you're going to be stalking people. And then you're going to change it up and send a postcard. That's even more creepier. We are not friends. By far, we are not friends. And the fact that you sent that out like that, yeah, it shows you just even creepier. As I told you before, I think he's in love with me. That's why the guy was sitting on the porch talking about, wait, that's a dude? I said, that's a dude sending me that. He said, man. Yeah, he said, man, these guys are here, but fuck wild, man. Is he gay or something? I said, I don't know what he is at the end of the day, but something's weird with him. Because I don't know why you sending another dude postcards. Doesn't make a difference if there's nothing on it like that to begin with. Still, the fact that you're sending one out is creepy. So yeah, I've already filed with the Allentown police. I filed stalking charges against him. And I think he has some kind of weird, I don't know what it is, attraction to me. I think it's weird because I don't. Who sends another guy postcards and I don't even know him like that? Weird. Goes, ain't you married or something? Got kids or something? Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, we got his account. That's why we know. He's creepy. I'm pretty sure your wife find out you sending another guy. I don't think she's gonna be too happy about that. That's just downright creepy. The other one creepy too. He be taking pictures of my butt. Jamie takes pictures of my butt. He's creepy. I watch videos of guys painting, building homes all the time. You see butt crack all day long. You think I'm taking a picture of their butt crack? No, that's disgusting. Why would I want to take a picture of somebody else's butt crack at the end of the day? That's just weird. It's creepy. He does that. Jamie does that. Oh, who knows what else he got in his hidden files? Makes little puppet people of me. When the officer saw that, she was like, "Oh, this is so cringy. Like, who is this guy?" I said, "Yo, he's a grown man with kids and all." They said, "Yeah, he's creepy. Even the people at the district think he's creepy, Jamie." But who does stuff like that? Creepy. Same thing with Danny. They consider you to be creepy too. We got pictures of you putting my face on a cat. That's creepy. You know, we get in the court. I might suggest to get you like 302. Get you some psychiatric evaluation because it ain't gonna be hard to do. It's not gonna be hard to get the judge to actually pull the switch on getting you psychiatric evaluation. If you go through that process, this is gonna be a bad process for you because you know they got to put you on medication, right? Yes, they do. You don't got no rights whatsoever because a court order is going to sign in on that one, which means you don't have any rights whatsoever. Only way you're getting out of that situation is that the judge lets you out of that one. You can't sign yourself out. Your family can't get you out. You are stuck in there by court order. We can request a 302, and we are, because again the things we're seeing that were popping up, like the puppet people and the constant pictures of my derriere and stuff like that, and just the ooze of pictures, period, of them taking all those pictures of me, just creepy at the end of the day. Something's wrong with him. And then even after we put this guy on blast and let everybody know the weird stuff he's doing, he's still sending me out postcards. Tell me that's not extra creepy. Yep, that is just super extra creepy, and still using someone else's address to hide behind. Daniel McAfee. You want to know his YouTube channel? His name is Solid Wake 5. That is his YouTube channel right there. Extra creepy. He's a creepy dude. When a guy asked me who, I said, yes, that's my internet stalker. I said, you're known as an internet stalker. So they want me to bring all this to court. When we go to court, to put before the judge. He's a creepy, creepy dude. I said I wouldn't subscribe to his channel or nothing, because the kind of energy he gives off is just weird. I wouldn't even want to know let them see anything on my YouTube channel. None of my family members or nothing. At all, period. Because he's creepy like that. What you going to do? You're going to go and sit there and say, well, I'm going to file a lawsuit because you called me creepy. You are creepy. You sent me a bunch of freaking posts to me and people that I basically know at the end of the day. Tell me that's not creepy. You think that's normal? If you think that's normal, then you definitely got some creepy problems wrong with you, Wake or McAfee. So go ahead and get a judge. And so get a lawyer and sue me and say, hey, look, this guy put me on blast on YouTube in front of everybody, calling me creepy, calling me disturbed, calling me a weirdo. What did you do? Well, I went out and got some postcards and I printed his face all over it and talked and ranted about his cat. And then I sent these messages out to different places he was going to while I was tracing all his footsteps to figure out what stores he was in and tracking them. Explain that to a judge. Doesn't sound so normal, does it? No, it doesn't. I'm going to get you a 302. I'm going to get you a psychiatric evaluation. I want the other one too. Both of them. And Mr. Williams too needs psychiatric evaluation. He definitely needs it. He's weird. 40 messages came through from him. And we got him bombarding our email accounts, claiming to be a minister, which he's not. Yeah, we can get you a 302. You know what's worse? Psychiatric confinement is worse than prison. Because in prison, at least, whatever time you do, you let go. But in there, you can stay in there indefinitely. It's up to the psychiatrist to basically declare you normal before a judge before they can let you loose. So you can literally spend extra time in there just roaming around, passing time until they figure out exactly if they feel that you're actually safe enough in order to be released. And keep in mind, you might even have to go before a parole board. And mind you, guess who has to be at the parole board meeting? I do. I have to be there. So I can basically deny your parole just from the door. And you need to spend some more time in there. And mind you, the medication they'll put you on there is Haldol, Thorazine, some crazy stuff they put you on. You're not, if you were normal going in, you won't be coming back out. Yep. Yes, sirree. You could be in there for years and years and years. But we think at the end of the day, you need help because, again, that's not normal behavior. It's not. You guys may consider it to be, that's something that you would see like a young person do. Young people do stuff like that. But you guys are grown men. That's what makes y'all in that creepy category. You're grown men at the end of the day. So they can take up something. If it's teenagers doing that stuff, that's teenagers. You do dumb stuff all the time. That's what they do. But you guys are grown men, which means you know fully better and you're supposed to be more responsible and know exactly what you're doing. So therefore, yeah, that's what makes it cringy and creepy. Everybody asks me for this. These guys are married with kids. So I guarantee you that if any of your coworkers, anybody from your church, any of your family members know about your activity, I guarantee you would not want them to know. And if you don't want them to know, that means at the end of the day, yeah, it is creepy. And they're going to know. Just so you know, they're all going to know. It's going to be on court records. Everything's going to be on court records. Matter of fact, it's on charges that went through. It is already on records already. So yeah, they're going to find out what you're being charged for stalking a man. Yep. Yeah, got some explaining to do. Yeah, who does that stuff? Let me see. Let me change this background. Yeah, I was just going to tell you about that. Yeah, that postcard he sent through. Yeah, cringy. So cringy. Extra cringy. What was the purpose of the postcard, McAfee? Sending it over. Oh, I'll send it over, but this time it won't have any criminal evidence. So the fact that you sent it over with nothing on it clearly shows that you knew that you committed a crime. That's what you just basically just announced right there. Because you felt there was nothing wrong by sending a postcard and you didn't think it was creepy and stalky to begin with my face spattered all over it and me ranting about my cat. If you felt that at the end of the day that wasn't disturbing, then you sent over another one that didn't have anything on it, which means you knew it was disturbing and creepy. That's why you sent the other one over with nothing on it. But that's still considered to be creepy because me and you are not friends at all. So the fact that you're sending that to me makes it almost so much more weirder. Which basically concludes what I said at the end of the day, that you got a personal crush on me. Because when someone's denied and they're told no, they just keep on going. They figure out other ways to try to do things under the radar, but they want to be known. It's creepy. That's what you're doing. It's kind of like a guy stalking a girl. You have those kind of tendencies. I'm not a girl, I'm a man. Like you got that mixed up. You're weird. So yeah, when I get done with you, you're gonna go on a special list. When I get done with you. So it's Jamie, special list. We're gonna put you on because you're stalking me. And we got Jamie doxing addresses and even so point showing where my cat was sitting at in a window. Yeah, that's in a recording. If I'm talking. So yeah, gentlemen, we're gonna get you on basically all kinds. One of the charges that you have basically involves for sex offenders. Because it clearly stacking up that you have a thing for me. Let me see. We're gonna go here. For those you don't know, people, that's what I was stalked, and that's why when you hear me on the Daily Walk and Talk, and you say, "Hey, I can't show certain things because we were stalked by a YouTuber by the name of Silent Wake 5," and we show you the emails and stuff we were receiving from him, and on top of that, the weird postcards. He was tracking down which stores we're going into. Yeah, creepy stuff. And this is a person who's a spokesperson for Partace products and good friend. They're all good friends with Jamie. See, gentlemen, at the end of the day, the company that you keep disrupts your company. That's what it does. That's why when you have something that goes wrong in the company, or say somebody basically gets on camera and they go into certain of racial slurs, they fire that person on the spot. He's gone. Because the company does not basically will come out and make a statement that we don't basically encourage this kind of activity. We are a company that believes in basically freedom of rights and so forth and so forth. That's what they do. They bring out damage control. You guys affiliate yourself with this kind of nonsense at the end of the day. The people who basically have attacked us and called us racial slurs and all kinds of stuff, these are the people you surround yourself around because they support you. So you've already damaged your own company. What are we going to do right here? I'm going to do the image, but I'm going to do the video. I'm going to go right back to this one right here. The bubblies. The bubblies. Let's get back to work. I got things to do. But I just want to show you that creepy postcard. You sent me a creepy postcard. And that was already scanned into the system already. So it was already scanned into the police unit, the police computer already. And your name is actually, we got your full and last name and all your information, which now we had you down in the police report under Silent Wake 5. Now we got you down as Daniel McAfee. And we got your Facebook with your pictures attached to it and everything. So now they know exactly what you look like now. And how did we get all that information? Dum Dum contacted us with an open page. Literally, I told you, people who do dumb stuff constantly are constantly making. When you do dumb stuff all day long, you constantly trip over your own feet. You do. What's the word they say? Doing dumb stuff as you're tripping over dumb stuff as you're doing dumb stuff. Yeah. Larry caught, he tapped one of our pages and left his Facebook page clean open. I'm like, and we have pictures of him already committing crimes against our company, committing fraud against my company. And I look and I said, oh shit, it's the same person. So that's his name. McAfee. Daniel McAfee. That is your name. Because every time he came on the channel, he hid behind Solid Weight 5. Not anymore, you don't. Then tracking down to your Facebook page, found he was in Flushington, Ohio, which is a population of 800 people. That ain't gonna be hard to track down. Then you turn around and you use somebody's business from Ohio, which again you can't do, is against the law, and got yourself in more trouble. Gee whiz Louise, talking about making it easy. Super easy. Yep. That's what happens when you listen to the devil. He outed you right from the door. Gave you the idea to go in there and go to my account and carry on with an open personal page on your Facebook. Both of them did it. Jamie came in and did the same thing too. His page was open. Now they went in right after they found out that we had access to their page. They went in and basically put it on private. That doesn't do a world of good. Each one of your pages were duplicated. So they came in, they took photo shots of your entire page. They went through the whole thing. There's a copy of each one of your pages, which we use for court. Yeah. But see, when you follow the devil and you do dumb stuff at the end of the day, you make it easy. Because his plans at the end of the day are not good. His plans at the end of the day is to get you to do something really stupid. Get you caught while you're doing something stupid and watch you get prosecuted while he laughs about the whole entire thing. That's his whole plan right there. And you did exactly what he wanted you to do. That's it. You did exactly what he wanted you to do. It's a change. No, it changed the background. The background is just different right there, right? Change background. So change background to here. That's 1, 2, 1. Yeah, play this game perfectly. I'm gonna tell you something. When the devil's sitting there whispering in your ear, he already has a plan. What he has set up for you already from the door, and everything's gonna lead to a bad road in the end. You sat there and listened to everything he told you. He whispered in your ear. Oh, just go over there and go on his channel and just mess with his page, cause some trouble over there. And you went right over there listening to him. And he knew your page was open. He knew we were going to get access to it. We knew we could use that against you in court. We also got your name now. We don't have to call you Solid Weight 5 anymore because we know who you are. And your face is attached to it. He knew all that. But you listened to him and ran up. Now, if you did it God's way and you say, nope, I'm not going to engage in that at all, period. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to stay right over here because I'm already in enough trouble already. We wouldn't have had you. We'd have got your information sooner or later, but not as fast as we got it now. You just made the process even faster now. Gee whiz Louise. And then knowing that we got that information, these dummies still don't listen. They're still trying to basically send me invites with fake accounts so they can try to get information to get access to my family page. Again, listen to the devil again. He got something planned for you already. Don't you know we can see that nonsense a mile away? We can see the devil's nonsense a mile away. The devil's sitting there. This is how interesting how this whole game is. The devil will sit there and tell you some of the dumbest stuff to do because he already knows the outcome of what's going to happen to you. His plan is to destroy you. That's it. He ain't a friend of you. He's going to destroy you. That's what he wants to do. He get you over there on his side of the fence. That's what he wants to do. You ain't no good to him over here. You're still living. He needs you dead, and he needs you over there with him. So, all the dumb stuff that he tells you to do, as a man of God, we can see it before it comes because, again, God knows everything. He knows more than the devil. So we can see it before it gets there because guess who protects us? So the road that we're leading down with the Lord is basically a road of basically of salvation. Or on the other hand, you listen to a demon at the end of the day who has nothing but bad things for you. And what has happened so far? Nothing but bad things. Nothing good has happened for you guys at all, period. Look at it right now. Nothing good has happened for you. I'm in the process of moving to a new shop. My new shop is 1,200 square feet. It's huge. I'm in the process of basically getting my technology out there on the open market. All our technology is all tested, ready to go. We are basically moving full steam ahead to actually introduce new technology to trade shows and different forms of businesses. Heck, we were designing technology for trade shows themselves. And what have you done? Nothing at all. But listen to the devil. Everything he told you to do against me to try to strike me down has failed miserably for you. And now look at the long run of it all. In time, as time ticks away, sooner or later, someone's going to pop up at your front door with paperwork. Someone's going to pop up with handcuffs sooner or later. And then what? Gentlemen, you're too old. You are. I explain this to people. Time on this earth is short. You can go at 50, you can go at 60, you can go at 70, you can go today, if that's how it's going to go down. So the time you have now is extremely precious. And this is time you're going to spend before a judge. And this is basically, you're going to be sitting there, they're going to decide your fate on how much time you're going to sit in jail cell for doing dumb stuff. All the time you took years and years and years to build up what you have now is going to be taken from you because you're going to be sued for what you have done. You made false accusations against my company and you're being sued for defamation. So you worked hard all your life to reach this point, to lose everything, including your freedom, and what very little time you have here on the earth, which you should be spending with your friends and family, you're going to maybe spend them in a jail cell because some of you committed some very serious crimes. Post office mail fraud is one of the crimes you do not want to commit. And your name is on it too? Oh man, you're using somebody else's address. It's connected to your Facebook page. Oh, that is it's bad. It's extremely bad for him. We're talking about 20-year prison sentence alone. That's how bad it is for this guy. Now, how are you going to explain that to a judge or even with the post office? You're being charged with mail fraud. And you're going to say that, oh, but that's my name on a postcard sent to someone else's address using somebody else's address. How you get around that? There you go. You're going to get 20 years. Actually, you're going to get a little more than that. For each postcard that came through, it carries a 20-year prison sentence. So we got about 4 or 5 of them that came through. And then the other one sent 40 over. Mr. Williams, Derek Williams. It's actually now, you guys are on the FBI list. We all reported you guys. You're on the FBI list. Dumb stuff. Just stupid stuff. Following Satan. That's what they did. Follow the devil. Yep. The devil already knew from the door what he had set up for you. Already from the door. The minute he told you to come over and attack me, he automatically knew what he had planned for you for the door. Yeah, that voice inside your head that tells you to do evil stuff, that's not of God. That's of the devil that just told you that. You just listened to a demon at the end of the day. That's what you just did. You did everything he wanted you to do. Yeah. He'll even make you do stuff that will out you to get you caught even faster. Like when Jamie made an LLC, and he made the LLC because we had an LLC. That's why he made it. He wanted to be like us, so he made an LLC. So for California's LLC is a little different than everybody else's in different states because they require this document that you have to have, statement due date, or something like statement due date, whatever it's called. But they require that only in California. But that's why he got it. He got it basically to show like, oh, I got one too. I'm a company just like you. Yeah, but we got ours for basically for the limit liability. That's why we got ours for our company. because we needed the LLC. You got it for a different reason. And he got this LLC and put his address down in public. He put it down in the public public records. And by putting it in public records, his address is now known everywhere. Yep. And the devil knew that was going to happen. The devil knew that the minute that you got the LLC, he knew that you were going to go in and make it public domain. Now, every agency on the face of the planet can track you. No point in moving. That's not going to do any good at all, period. You think if you move, they're not going to be able to figure out exactly where you're at? Man, you have to go off the grid. Literally going to go off the grid. Man, credit card pops up, any form of money transfer, anything. If you do business, all that's going to bring it up. No place you can go. So he went and did that nonsense at the end of the day, and that got him in trouble. We can't do a background on this one. So this is the design. What are the design back here for this? Yeah. Listen to the devil. All right, let me see. Physical screen. It changes up. Do we have anything in here with the original of the paints on it, which will make it easier to transfer over? Because I got to be out in a few. Yeah, listen to the devil. Set you up. And the reason why I sit here and I go, man, the outcome from it is going to be awful. And I mean extremely awful because I did it myself. Listen to the devil and ended up almost getting a 40 to 80-year prison sentence by listening to him. I already know what his plans are. That's why I stay far away from him. Yep. Let me see that for you. I think this is Imperial 50. Oh, we do have these things already set up. Yep, did that one already. I'm watching the same thing that happened to me many years back is about to happen to you. Outcome is going to be bad. I mean, really, really bad. You better get to praying, boys. You better get to praying fast. You better get to know God. And I mean for real, for real, for real. Because the charges you got coming up are going to be pretty bad. All right, this is good. We had this thing already set up ahead of time, so we can come in. This is the gunmetal Imperial right here. All right, we didn't get rid of the cards. Yeah, thank you. That's fantastic. All right, I am going to go in and at least. No, wrong choice buttons. New big ounce. New big ounce. Big ounce. Ounce. Yeah. Now they don't want to hear it. Of course they don't want to hear it. They definitely want to hear it. And they should be terrified. They should be very terrified. The devil got something planned for him. Ain't good. He already told him enough to do. Already from the door. He already got plans for you. You better pray. The Lord hears you. Because he's got plans for you. It's like when I was out there running them streets and somebody said, yeah, keep it up. The devil got plans for you. Yeah, plans for me, all right. Well, give me that 40 to 80 years in prison. That's what he was trying to do. The good thing the Lord did hear me, because if he didn't hear me, I'd still be in jail right now. Okay, I'm going to do take these out. This is what? This is a physical 120. Taking that out. And this is the 150 physical. Take that. This right here is the. I'm not bringing that one back. That's the 50 ounce. So we do the 50 ounce, and let's see. And we'll basically convert those into. 50 ounces, 50 ounce, right? So 50 ounces for patients 32. So we'll do a duplicate and save on that one. And we'll change that over to at 64. 64, 64. That nonsense, you crazy? All right, let me see. This is the big ounce. This is the big ounce 64. Back to first screen. And there we go. Let's change the size to 304 inches. Yep, that's what it'll do. It'll blind them by hate and anger. That's what it'll do. That way, he can keep the game going. Gentlemen, you're already in the system already, so it's already done. And you're just going to have to pray that God hears you in the process. You sit there and think God's not a merciful God. He is a merciful God, because I didn't pay him any mind when I was out in the streets carrying on and acting up and doing my thing. He heard me. And if he didn't hear me, I wouldn't be doing this YouTube video right now. I'd still be in jail. So he did hear me. And if you think at the end of the day that you're not going to go before a judge and that's going to happen to you, and you have to understand, you're already in the system. And on top of that, keep in mind that this is in God's hands. So you are going to see a judge. You're going to say you're more powerful than God. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm looking at a man right now who's going through a 40-year prison sentence, and if God puts up his mind, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So my mom sat there and had a conversation with the DA, and the DA said, well, your boy's looking at getting about 40 minimum, 80 maximum. And my mom was like, he ain't getting any of that. He's going to do some time. Don't get me wrong. He's going to do some time. But he's not going to get that. And the DA started laughing in her face. I'm like, oh, he's going to get this time at the end of the day. And he's actually one of the best ones, one of the best DAs that actually was fighting that case. My mom said, nope, not going to happen. And God got plans for him. It's not going to happen. And guess what? It didn't happen. I walked out 8 months, 8 years, and 9 months. I was a free man. Got baptized on the first Sunday. And a Christian ever since then. Got my life together. And I understood exactly, at the end of the day, exactly who was whispering in my ear all that time with the demon. Talking to me, telling me to do all this stuff. Got me in a whole lot of trouble. He had a plan for me. The plan was basically get me into the prison system, give me a long prison term, and get me murdered. So he can have it. And that's what he's doing for them right now. So everything you do, is that's going to disrupt my business? Is it going to take anything from me? No, it's not going to take nothing from me. It's not going to do any damage to my company. Not a thing. Nothing. My company is Christian based. Our Lord basically blesses us with all the technology we have. So nothing's going to happen to us because we follow God, but you follow the devil. So bad things are going to happen to you. And if you don't pull up fast enough, you're going to get even worse. Keep in mind, once he locks eyes on you and he knows what he wants, it doesn't have to come from me. It can come from somebody else too. You could be walking outside and the demon could be sitting there having a conversation with another demon right across the street and say, hey, look, that guy right there, I got him just like this. Just got to get him over here with us. That's the problem. And they could basically, you could walk into a building or some restaurant, anything could happen. And you get shot and killed. Anything could happen to you. Anything. No, these are demons that play these games all day long. They can be whispering in somebody else's ear. You can walk into, this is how fast things can erupt. You can walk into a gas station and another person can be walking out and you could bump into them. And that demon could whisper to the person, like, you gonna let that person get away with that? Oh, you need to handle that right now. An argument break out and you get shot and killed right there on the spot. That's when you walk and you do the devil's game. He's got plans for you. Now, a Christian in that situation would walk in there and the devil would try something and that person wouldn't even attempt it. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, sir, so. Go about their business. They wouldn't attempt it because there's nothing they could do because God has control over all things. And that demon can't get that person to do what he needs to do because even he knows at the end of the day that that person is protected. It's not going to happen. That's what I said. Be careful what you follow when you walk out that door. Whatever you follow at the house, when you react, whatever you're doing at life, you're attracting one or the other, and you don't want to attract the other one. Nope. Let me see. We got this at 304 inches. 304 for this one, and the other one is. Now, usually when I talk like this, people sit there and they'll laugh about it and don't want to be, don't, because that's what the devil wants you to do. Exactly what you want to do. Oh, don't listen to what he's saying. Don't. He's just talking a bunch of nonsense. He's just crazy. And yes, he's talking to you right now in your ear right now. When you person's preaching about God and you walk away, the devil doesn't like to hear anything about God. He can't stand it. Burns his skin just to think about Jesus. So he leaves and he'll take you with him. That's what he's going to do. So if he's already telling you in your ear from the door that, hey, this person, he's already setting you up already from the door. Let me get you away from him at the end of the day because he's talking about the Lord. You don't want to hear it at the end of the day. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's crazy talk at the end of the day. Yeah, he already got you that fast. That quick. You thought the Exodus was a true story, right? That's an actual true story. That actually happened to that little girl. Yep. You thought that was hideous? My goodness. That is nothing compared to what. And be lucky that the Lord has never opened up your eyes to see exactly what you're actually having a conversation with. You would have a heart attack. You couldn't stand it. Your mind and your body would not be able to accept something that hideous. You would actually lose your mind. Yeah. If he opened up your eyes, I think if the Lord opened up man's eyes and he allowed him to see exactly what the devil's demons look like and what the devil look like, no one would commit a crime on the earth, not one person. All right, we got this at 304 inches. We're going to be muggy today. I can feel it being muggy today. I'm going to shut my door right now because my installation basically keeps this place nice and cool. But we had to do it because we had to work on something, and I had to do the spray job here for this one last screen, which is already done. Get that thing dried and get it out the door. So I'm letting you out right now with the wounds, but just stay out of trouble, please. Go ahead. Do weird stuff sometimes, I swear. So it's 54. Hmm. Yep. In the day, I feel sorry for him because I have no idea what's coming. No idea what's coming. Like I said, it ain't got to be from me at the end of the day. Once you start playing that game with him, he's got plans for you. It doesn't have to happen for me at the end of the day. It can happen for somebody else. Like I said, it wasn't just the devil that fell from heaven. It was a legion that fell from heaven. It was actually a large group that fell from heaven. His followers that were plans to take over heaven. They fell. There's a group of them. They all played the little games at the end of the day. Ooh, yeah, these window shots are hot. Window shots, the contrast going there. And that one. And then I want this one here with the other window shot. Yep. Let me see. We got the space station. Where's the space station at? Give me a space station. Definitely that space station in there. That's that window shot. The window shot is the banging shot right there. Bang. Perfect. The big ounce. The big ounce. Okay, it's a 64 big ounce. Now we can basically make the gallon, gallon and a half. We can make those overseas, and the reason why is because we're going to break that down. So we'll break it down to 1 gallon and 2 quarts, which is actually equals to 92 ounces. So that's what the 92 ouncer is. It's actually, did I duplicate this page? Let me see if we got a copy popping up here. We don't have a copy popping up there. I need to duplicate it. Okay, let's duplicate. So it's 92 ounces that makes up the whatchamacallit, the 92 ounces makes up a gallon and 2 quarts. Always feel like somebody's watching me. So they are the biggest containers of paint. Yeah, they are the biggest containers of paint. Everybody got 32s and a gallon. We got the biggest, the big ounce. And can they do the big ounce? No. It'd cost them too much money. It would. It definitely would cost them way too much money. They couldn't do it. And that's why I said that the whole thing, testing your products basically brings life to your company. You can't basically get what your product is worth if you don't have testing. Like right now, if I wanted to go over into certified screens right now and show off my technology versus a $7,000 screen to 5,000, I can show it them today. Our screens pull a heavier, better contrast. You can operate in fully lit environment. You don't require expensive projectors. I could do stuff in that demonstration that they don't can't even do, and they actually own the screen. So that's a huge impact at the end of the day. So yeah, when you don't test your stuff at the end of the day and you cut corners and then you market your price at a $60 price range, there's not much you could do with that. You can't give away free things. You give out free products and all that stuff. On top of that, gotta have that proper paperwork in there, because that paperwork allows you to do it and gives you perks when you have that paperwork done. But more importantly, you can't get the worth of your product. Now, for my product being charged the way it is, I'm way under the level of what my product can be sold for. Sorry about that. Because I can take out a $7,000, sorry about that, screen. Which means, because I can show proof of this and can back this up, my technology can sell for 10 grand easily. What do you think is going to happen? Sorry about that, man. In one of these companies, and we sign with them, they take that black technology and they stick it to one of them certified screens, and they get a black screen. How much do you think that screen's going to cost? Not going to cost you $7,000. That's gunmetal technology. It's going to cost you 10,000, maybe 15, maybe 20 grand for that screen. Yeah, because it's far more advanced than the screen that they just showed in their demonstrations at 7 grand. Man, allergies. I knew the humidity's gonna be bad today. As I said before, they're gonna sell them for 10, 20 grand easily. And they got the clientele to pay for it. They're paying $7,000 for a screen. I don't think you have a problem paying that for a screen. It's jet black. So with that being said, if I decide to sell out, or if I decide to basically sell off my technology, I know I can get a ton of money for it. Because I can prove at the end of the day to these big companies out here, I can overpower your stuff. Well, you guys don't do those tests at the end of the day. You don't do any tests at all, period. Matter of fact, your product is somewhere along the line of the mediocre budget paints. That's where you sit at. You have a budget product. Can't get much for a budget product, because they're not designed to be used in flooded environments. They have poor gain attached to them. The color balance is off. They match half of the stuff that's on the market, which that's a huge freaking red flag right there. If most, not all the stuff in the specification sheets are definitely false, no way to back the product up in any way whatsoever. If you were dragged in court, there's no way you can defend yourself in any way whatsoever, or fight have not described on PayPal. Your products don't work, so you can't make that money at the end of the day. And the reason why I say that is because you have made it so you have no room to grow. Now, say you tested all your products, you do the same thing we do at the end of the day, you got room to grow. You can get more than $60 for that product. You're making like $200, $300, $400 for that product. And if it's good enough and you get recognition by companies, which we've already had, you can actually sell out your product if you want for more money. You can go to trade shows and everything. You can back up your specifications left and right to anybody. Can't do that. So pretty much you can't get anything for your product. And you can't really do any testing on it now because you sold it already. It doesn't work. You got to test the product first before you can sell it. You can't do tests now. There's something wrong with it if you're doing tests now. Yeah, so you can't get no money for it. What's most important of all, you have to show that you've been here for a while. You have to be consistent with it. Constantly working on new ideas, new designs, to show that you're always evolving to something different. And you have to show proof of it. Like if I can sit here and say right now on camera, we're the experts in rear projection technology. I can back that up 100%. I just shot a video showing all the different places we have rear technology sitting at. Even screens that absorb 100 to 120,000 lux of sunlight. I can say that. You can't say that. You can't put rear projection screen up on your page. I can challenge you on that in court. Show me where. Show me a video you basically know what you're talking about. There's nothing there. What about gain? Nothing on range gain or gain range doesn't even exist. So that's a lie. You can back up what we have at the end of the day. We have tons of videos on that kind of stuff. So when you do stuff like that, you have product matching house paint. That's a real killer for your product. If your product ever matches a house paint, you are done. I don't care what videos you do. I don't care how you advertise it. You match house paint, you are finished. That's it. That demonstration he did with the network, right? That ended his business right there from the door. The day he did that and it matched, he's done. I haven't seen anybody buy his product after that video. No one is going near it. And then the policy on the website's even worse. Because it's like if you find out by accident, you can't even return it. You're stuck with it. And if you open it up, you're accused of tampering with it. That's not good. So no, you guys are done. You're finished. You don't want to match house paint. And mind, those demonstrations have to be done live. They have to be done live. This shows that you're not tampering with the video or doing any editing or anything like that. That's why they all have to be done live. So yeah, you're finished already. You're done. You can make all the videos you want. Doesn't mean jack at all, period. And most of all, even worse, the person that you're trying to claim that's a fraud at the end of the day, I have your cancellations. That makes it even worse. That makes it far worse. Because why would you cancel against someone that you claim that's supposed to be a fake? That's the real thing, and you're scared of them. That's what you showed when you canceled to put the money back into my banking account. So there you go. Have you purchased anything from my company? No, not a thing. Nothing. As a matter of fact, still waiting for my canceled receipts, which I still haven't seen yet. I've been asking for those receipts for about 3 years. Still haven't got them yet. Well, Partey walked around his backyard. Danny or Roger, what he called himself, walked around his yard and made that false claim. You don't sue me in court for that, right? So you better have my receipts. You're going to be sued for that. $850,000 I'm going to sue you for making that claim against my company. So you better show me some receipts because I've been asking for receipts for 3 years and still haven't seen them yet. So that means you, a grown man, walked around in your backyard and made a false claim against my business by saying that I canceled out and I ran from you because I'm afraid. That's what you stated. That's going to cost you $850,000 if you can't prove receipts showing my company did a cancellation. Because you try to make my company look bad by saying that. And that's going to cost you money. So find the receipts. Because there's nothing in our records that you ever placed an order. You have never placed an order ever for anything from my company. And Jamie has only ordered from us one time, the 2.0. That's the only thing he ever ordered. And he has to go to court for that also too because he violated a batch number. Mind you, his product came out of a 5-gallon container and a customer by the name of John T came in and backed this up and said, no, the product was perfectly fine. I have it myself. It's right here. Yeah. That's going to cost him $12,000. So again, can't just say stuff and think you're going to get away with that nonsense. Nope, got to back it up. Right now, if he has that range gain nonsense still sitting on his site, by the end of the year, they're going to file charges against him. Because you can't post things on your site that are not real. What's this right here? This is 64, right? The 64, this is being changed over to 192 right here. Yeah. I find it interesting that every time we make a new product, we have our videos showing tons of demonstrations on these products being tested. And yet these guys come out and there's no test at all being done. Nothing, not a thing. Missing tons of videos are missing. Not a thing. Couldn't find anything. We did the black versus black demonstrations on the Quasar. Even the color version, because you're supposed to do a color version too. You know that, right? It's not just basically white levels. You have to do color levels too to show the difference. See, that protects your butt. And I'm going to tell you why it protects your butt. Because, say you're dealing with a company, I had this happen before, and in the contract, you are responsible for returns. If the product comes in damaged or something's wrong with it or defective, that is your job to basically replace it for them. So if you have a no return policy, you're going to have a problem with a contract. Because contracts require, the restrictions requiring you to return. But anyway, we had seen a picture pop up from one side of the party that had all these crushed cans, paint leaking out, crushed cans. Our labels are on them. But the problem is that we know the difference between our paint. So if you think that at the end of the day, from any company out there that filling it up with just everyday black paint and we wouldn't know the difference, oh, we know the difference. Because they both look black. But the difference is ours has a heightener in it, which allows our screens to generate a higher white level. That's what we did. Came in and took some of the paint, painted it down to a surface, took a can of our paint, painted it down to the surface, and hit it with a projector and showed a white level, and the other side came up super dark, and that's what made it was black paint. Trying to get a $3,000 on a return on a fake invoice that never ever existed. That's a breach of contract right there. So that's an automatic lawsuit. So there's different penalties you can have to take before we actually reach court. We have to come to some kind of agreement or whatever, or we can terminate your contract right on the spot and take you to court and sue you for millions of dollars. Yep. So that's, you know your own product at the end of the day. So when someone sits there and says that if you open up the container, you're stuck with it. The reason why, because we don't know what you did with it. You should know your own stuff. If somebody tampered with it or not, you should really know it. It's not a 50 ounce. This is a 192. That's why anytime you see me do a ship back, and the first thing I do is I take that little projector out and I shine and go, yep, that's mine. I can tell myself. Because it gives off, I'm not going to tell you what the sign it gives off a reaction, and we can see it through a projector. Let me see. It's 192. 192. If you watch any of the ship back demonstrations, you'll see me pull out a small projector and run it over and say, yep, that's mine, because it's a signature that pops off. So, again, the same signature we should see that you claim on our product. We don't see it on your screen at all. We can tell it's not our stuff. And that's what landed Mr. Fernando soon in civil court. I'm not going to tell you how many millions, but there's an S attached to it now. Which we know he doesn't have the money. He can sit there and cry he doesn't have the money. It doesn't make a difference. Stack a couple of liens on you. That's what we're going to do. You know what happens if you get a lien on you for $1 million? You know how bad life gets after that? It gets really bad. I mean, pretty much can't do anything at all, period. Can't really rent anything. You can't buy anything. You can't take a loan out. All your banking accounts are frozen. Credit cards, debit cards, everything. We can garnish your income tax. We can garnish even your insurance. We can take anything we want because you owe us $1 million. That's a huge, massive lien. And in mind, these things come with interest, which means if you can't pay off this thing, the interest will kill your loan. So there's nothing really you can do. You can't even file for Chapter 11 to cover that thing. It's going to be a mess. So that's why they hit you with heavy liens like that. They know you don't have the intentions to pay it up. It's when they hit you, it hit you with heavy judgments like that because they know you don't have the means to pay it up. They know that. They're just going to smack you with a heavy lien. Can't apply for a new apartment. Not going to happen because it'll pop up. When you do a credit and your credit, forget that. That's gone. I had to drop it down to zero. That's gone. That doesn't even exist anymore. Not even there no more. Now, some people say, well, look, you can't take my house because the bank owns it. Yeah, but you don't have the money to pay the bank. So guess what happens to your house? It goes up for foreclosure. That's what happens. Because you literally don't have the money to pay the bank. So you still lose your house in the process. I used to get that all the time. People saying, well, you can't touch the house because the house is owned by the bank. And if it's owned by the bank, that means you can't touch it. Yeah, but your money owns to us. If your money belongs to us, then guess what? You can't pay the bank. Because you pay us first, because you owe us. And you can't pay the bank is going to basically put a foreclosure on your property. And if your house goes up for auction, then guess what that means at the end of the day? Oh, what do you do? I think I'm going to keep that there. I think that's 192 right there. That's what happens. Your wages, now say you don't get any jail time. You don't get no jail time, but that still means we take money out of you every time you get paid. So every time you get paid, I get a percentage of your check. Look it up and take your wages. Get your income tax, we take that too. Got any cars and vehicles, take that too. Anything inside your house, all mine. Take that too. That's what execution of judgments are for. We get a collector, we get a collector to go out and get her stuff, get her money. And they'll take all your stuff, they'll stick them on a truck, they'll take it down to a place and auction it off. And everyday people will come down to this auction and buy up your stuff. And all the money that they make, percentage of that will go to them and it'll go to us. Until all of it's paid up. You get an inheritance, guess what? Mine. You win the lottery, mine. You owe me. You're going to have to pay me. Mine. It's probably, whew, not only it's a defamation lawsuit, but he's being sued for copyright infringement. I ain't the only one suing him. There's a couple businesses suing him for this mess. Yeah, don't go well. But that's why you don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. This is why. Let me see. Now, if you're thinking at the end of this year that your statutes are up, no, it's not. This guy literally did so much dumb stuff. We got people in there documenting his pages right now. He did literally so much dumb stuff. We could sue him for the next year, a year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. We literally have that much stuff on him that we can continue to process lawsuits against him. Even while he's still in jail, we can still sue him. He's done that much dumb stuff. It's endless how much dumb stuff he's done. Yep. All right, what do you have? Let's see, do not use with fake projectors. You don't use fake projectors. That's in there. Yeah, it has to be in there because we don't use fake projectors with this stuff. That's the 400 to 100 to 400 inch. 192. It's not the same here. You got it incorrect here. So it's 400 here. Yep. Get yourself in all kinds of trouble listening to the devil. And Siri. Category files. Okay, this one's done. All right, this is on. This is on. This is off. Off. That's off. That's off. Let's see. All right, and then more after. I think that's it right there. Okay. These are finished. I'm going to back reinstate it. Good. Shipping up the last of mine today. I got 3 screens. They're all done. We're going out today. These are the last ones. We don't do them anymore. These are going to be going to distributorships. They'll be getting them instead. Makes it much easier. Because I do want to do something with distributorships, but the paint I don't want to do. It's too much a headache on shipping them to customs. And the screens are much more better. All right, let me see. All this changes once we're going to see. This is customer showing off gunmetal technology. That's all been updated. Do that again. Make sure we don't have so much sale in here anymore. All right, that's all gone. Let's see. Whoa. Did you, oh, no, yeah, they had the original labels. That's right. Because we changed them. Okay. All right, let's go reset real quick. Oh. Now, I hear the naysayers back there thinking, oh, you must be no, I'm not angry. I don't give Satan that benefit at the end of the day. You crazy at the end of the day. You know how fast that joker is, how quick he is? No, we don't get that. No. I don't get bitter. I don't hold anger. No, I don't do any of that stuff. I did that stuff when I was young and got myself in trouble. That's how I got in trouble. Doing that dumb nonsense, listening to that demon at the end of the day. No, we don't do that. We don't give him the energy. We don't. I express what's going to happen to you because the same thing that happened to me is definitely going to happen to you. Yep. Because I know that game. I played it. Yeah, came with some really bad consequences. If you don't get your act together, and if God decides to take back what belongs to Him, remember, you're not here on this earth free will. You don't have any free will. I love when people say, "Oh yeah, you have free will, right?" Okay, so when you're doing your deathbed, tell me how that one works. Or basically, walk out in front of a truck and see basically if you have immortality. You can't do that. You don't own your own body. You don't own your life. It is not yours. Nothing you have in your home is yours. None of it's yours. None of it. You taking it with you when you pass away? Oh, it's going to stay here for everybody else? There you go. And it's not yours. It's not yours at all. You're borrowing it. Everything you have is borrowed. That's what I love when people say, mine. I do it myself sometimes. Sit there and go, mine. But I got to remember, it's not mine. None of this is mine. When I die and pass off this earth, somebody will have this technology. I won't have it. So if that's the case, then that means that yourself, your human form, is not yours. You belong to God. So your body will go back to the primal dust in which it came, and your soul will go back to God, to who it belongs to. You belong to God. Well, you better hope you belong to God, but you belong to the other one too. So if you are still following the devil and you're out there still doing his evil deeds, and it's time for you to go home, then you're in a lot of trouble. Because you don't know if you did enough to get saved. If you haven't been baptized, you're not covered in the blood. You haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You're going to the other side, on the purgatory. And that's a place of pain and torment. And that's not even hell. That's a waiting room for hell. Yep. I'm so happy because when I was out there running them streets, carrying on and getting in trouble, I had plenty of opportunities to be murdered. Plenty of opportunities. I was in gang territory, a lot of drug dealers. People got shot and murdered every single day in my neighborhood. It only matter of times where my number popped up, but it wasn't meant to be. For those of you from North Philadelphia, you know Strawberry Mansion. I was in there when the 80s popped up, when crack first came out on the scene. That's the area I lived at. 33rd and Diamond, 8th and Butler, 5th and Allegheny, Rich and Allen Projects. I was in all those areas. All those are stomping grounds for me. 33rd and Butler. All the Marys up in there. Going to Susquehanna over there by, Park Avenue. In that area too. But I think the worst area of them all
was Strawberry Mansion. That was the worst. That was one of the that was one of the worst. That's the heart of North Philly. That was the worst area. A lot of people got murked in that area. A lot of people died in that area. A lot of people. If it wasn't that, it was a drug overdose. Drug overdose. When crack came out, I never seen anything like it. I never seen a drug just wipe out almost an entire generation that fast, that quick. I can never understand why people would keep taking it. Like you see the results of it, and the results were like something like that would take time to show me. It was like instant results. You would see this stuff happen within months and weeks. That somebody would slowly start to deteriorate and break down right in front of you, and you still would take the stuff like because everybody had this thing that they could beat it. That's what they thought. I watched people who had careers. I watched get up in the morning, wear nice suits, drive nice cars. The woman who worked at a bank, she would tell her the bank always had her hair and nails done. Always had nice suits. Always drove a Mercedes. Going to a party, somebody introduced her to it. She took it, and about a month later, she was out there selling her body. Hair looking all crazy, nails looking all crazy, body all burnt out, sold the car, sold everything just to get that crack. Never seen anything like that on that level, ever in my entire life. Yep, lived through all that when I was around. That's where I got in trouble. That's the area where I got in trouble. That's the area where I got locked up. But I think it was a good thing that happened because if I would have stayed out there, I would have gotten killed. Because I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to do. So I think about it when I think back to the area that I lived in and where I came from, and the fact that I survived through all of that, and I could have been killed any given time. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of prices on my head. I found out I had a few prices on my head. But I could have been killed at any given time. Could have been killed going to the store, could have been killed walking out the door, could have been killed at the park, definitely at the park. That's an easy place to get somebody. Could have been shot there easy. It's never happened. Because it wasn't meant to be. Even when I was out there getting in trouble and doing all that dumb stuff, God had a purpose for me. It was meant for me to get locked up. It's meant for me to go through the process. That's how I found God. That's how I got my life together. Got locked up. And the thing about it is most people, when they turn to God, because the situation they're in is a situation that they know there's no way to get out of that one. That's the situation I was in. No way to get out of it. Virtually impossible. All the evidence was there. I signed the confessions because I was scared when I got caught. I was 16 when I got caught. Signed all the confessions, everything. They had me locked and key. They had me. Easy 40, 80 years. 40 years minimum, 80 years maximum. Easy. Easy prosecution. And then when I turned 18, guess what? It opened me up for certification. So for some reason, the prison system, well, when they had me in juvie first, was basically impossible to get me in. So what they were doing, it was running down the clock. So every time I would go in to see a judge, they would say that everything was too crowded and had to keep sending me back. This went on for until I turned 18. So I knew what they were doing automatically from the door. And the guys said, look, they're running down your clock. They're going to wait till you turn 18 and then everything's going to open up and going to certify you. That's what they're waiting for. So that went on from 16, 17. So I spent 6 months. Most of my 16 year I spent in there. Then 17, I spent that in there. And then the minute I turned 18, when I went down, they said, oh, you're going to see the judge. Yep, because they were setting me up for certification, but it didn't go through. They tried to certify me 3 times in a row. It didn't go through. 3 times for certification. It didn't go through. It wasn't meant to be. So after all that, they said, well, you know what? Let's just send them back. We'll give the judge a number, and we'll go from there. And they gave the judge a number. They wanted 10 years. So I took 10 years. Why wouldn't I take 10 years? I definitely took 10 years. Heck yeah. 40 years in jail? Are you freaking kidding me? The other one was 80. That's a life sentence right there. Let's see, if I went on a 17 or 18, I'd have been 50, 58 coming out on one of them. The other one would have been 90. Yeah, that's a life sentence right there. So I was like, I'll take the 10 years. So that's what I did. I did 10 years. But when I got in there, I got my act together. I started reading the Bible every day. I started serving the Lord. I became a Christian when I was in there. I changed my whole life changed when I was in there. And when I came back, they said, "You getting out on good behavior. You going home." I only did eight years. In 9 months, I was going home. Didn't even do my full 10 years. Went home. I did. I had to do 3 years probation. And this is the crazy thing about my probation officer. When I walked in there, my mom couldn't believe it. He sat there and said, "Look, here's the deal. I don't want to see you. You don't want to see me, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, don't get in any trouble. Keep your nose clean. And as far as I'm concerned, you just came in. That's it." That's what he was, my probation officer. So I never saw him. I only saw my probation officer one time. That's when I had to report to him when I got out of when I got out. So that was it. I kept my nose out of trouble because I was a Christian. I changed my life. I wasn't that person anymore. And when I got back in, I told you about there were some people that wanted me dead. And when they came around the corner, they came around the corner to kill me. But when the guy came around the corner, and it's almost like he wasn't speaking, but something else was speaking. And when they was walking by, they didn't even look at me. All of them walked by me, except for one of them looked at me and said, "He's not the same person." And then they walked off. Interesting, isn't it? I know what it was. I knew exactly what it was that was speaking to me. Satan was planning to get me one way or another. Whether I was in or out, he was going to kill me. And when I got out, and I remember that group coming past me, none of them looked at me. Except the only one looked at me and said, "He's not the same person." I never saw him again. It was the end of it. Yep. And every once in a while, in between that stage, as I was becoming a Christian, I would see stuff to remind me, do not talk, do not engage in that thing ever again, whatever was speaking to me. I saw demons for a while. I saw demons for about a good 2 years. I've seen them. Come right up to me and have conversations with me. Literally scared the freaking crap out of me. Some of the stuff I couldn't even explain. But I think it was done for that period of time to give me an understanding. Do not trust, and this is what you were talking to. This is what you were seeing. This is what you were following. Yep. Crazy stuff, I tell you. But allow me to keep my mind in check. And when I get upset, when I get angry, I basically give it to God and I pray on it. That's what I do. And yeah, I lost my temper a few times in the middle of a daily walk and talk, but I don't act on it because if it was way back then when I was young, yeah, I'd have acted on it in a hot second. It would have taken me long to go over and take care of that business that quick because that's the reputation that I had, and that's the kind of person you had to be when you lived in a violent neighborhood like that. You couldn't basically let stuff slide. But anyway, yeah, that was actually crazy. I've seen some stuff. They weren't allowed to touch me. They didn't touch me at all. Never touched me. And that's one thing too. On top of that, if you do encounter something like that, don't touch it. Do not touch it because they can pass to you. Don't touch it. I'll never forget that time that guy was sitting in the car and that woman came over to him and started arguing and she growled. So what? She went to go try to grab him and he pulled his arm back. Yeah, good thing he didn't touch it. Yeah. All right, these are up. And if that scares you at the end of the day, what I just said, then you should be scared because those things are out there. And they know your name and they watch you every day. So, who would you ever watch sleep? Well, when you sleep at night, who would you rather have watch over you? God or the devil? If you're doing the devil's work and you're carrying on and acting up like these guys are doing at the end of the day, then God's not watching over top of you. Got the devil watching over top of you. That's what you're entertaining. If you saw what I saw, I guarantee you wouldn't want any part of it. Even seen ghosts. That was crazy too. I seen some really, really crazy stuff. I knew that the whatchamacallit is haunted. I knew the Schuylkill, not the Schuylkill, West River Drive is haunted. I know that for a fact. It's definitely haunted. Man, I saw some stuff out there, man. I still to this day can't believe I actually saw it. It don't make no sense. But I know what it was. I know what I saw. I had to go back and get other people because I know I wasn't losing my mind. I know they saw the same thing I saw too. I brought them back. They were still there too, which was crazy. So basically, the Schuylkill River if you go to the opposite side of it, you can't go on the side of the statue, go to the side, and you look over, you would see these small little caves. It used to be much lower than that, but you used to see these small little caves. And it's claimed to be that they were basically underground railroads. They were little routes for slaves that would go through for freedom. But anyway, one night when I was actually, we were down over at Kelly Drive, and it was about 8 o'clock. Everybody was up there skating and biking and stuff like that, usual stuff. And I decided to skate down to JFK to go pick up something from 7-Eleven because I was thirsty. So I went down there by myself. But before I even got to get out to Kelly Drive, to the art museum, to hit downtown, there were these kids that were sitting. They were standing right against where the wrought iron gate is, where this little cave was at. You can see on the other side. And they started off from the smallest all the way up to the largest. I say the oldest one probably had to be roughly around maybe 16 years old, and the youngest would probably be about 2. And they had these little bow ties like the colonel would wear, like the Colonel Sanders would wear, like a bow tie and ruffle. They're kind of like just like from the 18th century, like it was like really really old clothes. And I'm thinking like, are they having some kind of play or reenactment or what's going on down there? Because sometimes they have all kinds of plays that go on over at the art museum. There are all kinds of events up there. Maybe they're part of that, but they weren't. They all had these big smiles, big bright white teeth. All of them were smiling. None of them were blinking. I didn't get too close to them. I was freaking out because the vibe was going off like crazy because I've never seen anything like it. And they were dressed like colonial style kind of dress. Just same. It was just crazy. And I kept speaking to them like, yo, where's your mother at? Where's your mother, your father? But they weren't saying nothing. So I went back and got some people. I went back and got 2 of my friends like, yo, I just saw something really creepy. You got to come check this out. So these guys skated up with me and they saw the same thing I saw. And the other woman, she started speaking to them and they didn't say nothing at all. They just sat there and just smiled. There must have been about 6 of them that were sitting in this. They just started from the smallest to the tallest. So we go back to find a cop because there's always cops on horses all the time. And when we came back, they were gone. So I went back and I talked to my mother about it. She's a spiritual woman. And I told her what I saw. And she said, well, it's a very historical area over there. They could have basically, their boat could have capsized and could have drowned in that same spot. And maybe at that particular time, they come back at that day, maybe the anniversary of their death. That's what I saw. That's exactly what I saw. Now, here's the part that gets more scarier than scarier. You can't come back in a form like that because that's virtually impossible because, again, you're borrowed, which means at the end of the day, your spirit goes back to God. And if your spirit goes back to God, what was that we were talking to right there? It could have been them, definitely were demons. Yeah, because you don't come back. Once the Lord takes it back, that's it. That means something else is there occupying that body. Some people sit there and say, oh, I named the ghost Sarah. She lives in the house. Yeah, you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into because that's not who you think it is in that body. If it's coming back in the form of your parent or whatever, that's not them at all, period. Because that soul went back to God. That belongs to the Lord. And the body went back to the primal dust. So what do you have walking around your house mimicking somebody from your family? Yeah, better go get a preacher. Better start praying over that house. So yeah, saw that day. Never forget that as long as I live. And then I saw one at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 old women popped up out of nowhere. I have no idea where they came from. I took the back roads from playing hockey and decided to take the back roads because if you take Broad Street, you run the risk of getting hit by a truck, car, whatever, God knows, it'll slam into you. So I took the back roads and I run up to Temple University. And I remember seeing these 2 old women sitting on the corner and they were calling out to me. And I didn't get close to them. When I got close to them, they had a really, really rotten stench to them, like rotten meat. It was really nasty. And they had flies all over them. And one woman, you could see her eye was trying to like adjust to where the body was. It was just weird, man. It was so weird. And they had this little book. It wasn't the Bible. I can tell you that much. It wasn't that. And they were trying to get me to read from it. I told you got to be careful about when it says in the Bible, laying your hands on people because you don't know what is in that person's body because it could transfer to you. You got to be careful about that. You do. And she kept telling me, come here, let me read this book. If I had touched that boat and she grabbed my hand, anything could happen. The Lord told me to back up, and I started backing up because I could sense something was wrong there. See, that's the thing about when you're a Christian, you can sense that kind of stuff. The Holy Ghost will pick it up. But if you're not saved, you run the risk of running into something pretty bad. Something don't feel right, your instincts kicking on, you better start praying. So I started backing up, and don't get nasty with it, because you don't know what yeah, you don't want to go down that road either. Don't get nasty with it. Don't be kind to it. Back it up. Just be humble. Back away from it. So that's what I did. I started backing away from it, and I said, I have to go. I have to go and take care of something. And they said goodbye, and I took off. And the Lord said, do not turn around and look. I prayed all the way home because I didn't know if these things were following me. I told my mother the first minute when I got in, when I saw her, she started praying over me. Yeah, you saw 2 demons. Yep. So you want to serve the devil and do dumb stuff at the end of the day? Yeah, that's what you're entertaining. That's exactly what you're entertaining. That's exactly what's talking to you. God knows what that. I don't even care to know at all about what it could have looked like. Don't care. I'm just glad that it didn't follow me. I'm glad the Lord told me don't turn around, look back, and I didn't look back. Where's John T? That's the guy right here. Shows off the paint and everything. All right, let me see. I'm gonna check the screen behind me. I'm ready to go. Let's see, buckle my stand and everything. Yep. Now, some people don't want to hear it. When I talk about the Lord, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it at all. Well, again, that's the devil telling you. You don't want to hear it either. You don't want to hear it either. Same attitude you got. You don't want to hear it still right. You put down the scaffolding, it'll be much faster, right? Money for that. Chicken China, now, what is it? Never go back to yeah. I better finish some steps. All right. Other way. The other one. Where's he gonna go? Go ahead. So this one, this is too long. Too long for this. Yeah. See? Sorry about that. Yeah. No, it's interesting because these would be the same people that will sit there and go, well, it was wrong for you to expose us for doing the dirt we were doing. No, it's right to expose you. You need to be exposed. You need to be exposed. For me to be quiet about it and let you keep on ripping people off at the end of the day and doing dirty stuff, you need to be exposed. Whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. You need to be exposed. But I could have did the same thing, gentlemen. Jim, I got your Facebook accounts. All right? I have pictures of information. I have it. Because you were dumb enough to come onto my site and carry on and leave your personal pages open. So I got pictures of everything on your page. Now, do you see me making little puppet people of your family members? Do you see me doing that stuff? Do you see me posting your pages all over it? No, you don't see any of that, do you? All right then. All right then. I got all your contacts, all your stuff, everything you have on your Facebook page. We have it. Because you were doing the devil's work and you went over to my site to carry on and you have your page open. And of course, we know at the end of the day you're going to go in and lock it, but that's not going to do any good if we have a page documented page by page by page, all your information. We have it now. We wouldn't have never had that if you didn't come over to doing something stupid, which you should have never did. Right? You want to play the devil's game, and there you go. Now, the devil can come to me and say, hey, Ken, these guys did this stuff to you, and you got all their personal information, everything about their families. You have it right there at your fingertips. How about you do the same thing to them that they did to you? And all your information just gets pushed all out there. Now, why would I do something like that? Why would I entertain something that I know exactly what it, well, I don't know exactly what it looks like, but I've got an idea of basically of seeing these demons before. Why would I even want to have a conversation with that? No, I rebuke him, put it in the blood of Christ, and tell him to leave me alone. That's what I do. But you, on the other hand, if you did get access to my Facebook page and you had that information on you, the devil will, put it out there so everybody can see it. You would go listen to what he just told you to do. See, there you go. And that would have ended up getting you a lawsuit, which you're already being sued on, and get you jail time, which you're already going to get. See? Doing dumb stuff. I entertain demons. I don't. I got so much information on y'all. At the end of the day, it's not even funny, the information we have on y'all. You'd be surprised what we have on you. Does anybody need to know about that? Nope. That is just between me, the lawyers, and the police. That's it. It's nothing to do with anybody else. And for a person who acts like he's so, Crow's a Karen. He's definitely a 100% grade A Karen. And the reason why is because he went on this huge, massive rant. Customer he ripped off posted his address because he was mad at something he did with his product he didn't like. We saw the address. I should just see which one I'm in here. We saw the address, and I'm not sure if it's this because we were getting 317 Kern Street. That's what he was posting. That was his address. Find out it's not his address. He was posting his family member's address. That's where the lawyer papers went through for the cease and desist order for him. So he used his own family member's address. How low can you go? But anyway, so we didn't think that was his address because he used about everything, post offices, everything, to avoid people from getting his address. I wonder why. But anyway, he outed himself. He went through all that screaming, oh, you're going to get sued for doxing, you posted my address and blah, 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 to turn around and put his address in for public domain for everyone to see it. Karen, I told you, he is a typical Karen. He is. His Karen vibes.
Tell people to buy whatever they want, and then when they buy what they want, he goes into a rant and says, "Oh, you can't buy this and it." Karen, that's Karen activity. Screaming carry on and said, "Oh, that's not my product. My product would never react." Blah blah. Network grade 773. Turn around and match network grade 773. Karen. Karen vibes. Yep. Went through all that to scream and carry on about arresting people for doxing addresses. Turns around and doxes some of the addresses, which are copyrights and have none of their addresses attached to it. They're attached to the e-commerce business. And then turns around and makes his address public domain so everybody can literally find him. But yet he cried and whined about that last year about somebody basically doxing his address. And he literally made his address public domain for everybody to find him. Yeah, see what I mean? Well, I'm done with updates. A little chatty. Where's the top of this? No plants. You could have plants. Plants all the time. You do not have plants. Follow down that road. Where the heck is the plants at? We got one plant there. Ah, man, I hate it when I'm doing that. So I packed everything up because we're going to be.
Oh yes. Okay. Okay, drying that up, getting that ready. Good thing it was up early. Let's get some of this stuff done. That's all finished. I got a friend of mine who works for a tech company, and they're interested in ad tech for doing their logos. So pretty soon I'm going to be going down to their establishment and bringing down some of that ad tech, because they want to put the logo in the window and have it come to life. One of the other companies is AT&T, because he actually works for that tech company too. AT&T, and they saw the Apple logo that I had on the glass that came up, and they want to actually check it out. So we're coming down there with the 4x4 square surface, connected to the window, hit it with the projector. That's it. Same demonstration I did out there, same thing over there. Mind, that 4x4 is $8,000. Oh yeah, we're gonna get our money's worth for this technology. So every 4x4 is $8,000 in the account. Nobody got it. I did my research. I made sure that before I made that statement, that if anybody was doing it directly from sunlight, no one's doing it. When it's a cloudy day, that's when they do it. Or when sunlight's across the opposite side of the street, and no one does direct sunlight. We're the only ones who have it. And I like the fact that we can take it off the glass, stick it inside the showroom, hit it with a projector, and it picks up on both sides. So if you saw the demonstration with the fish, I showed the demonstration first, a smaller version, where I was actually projecting it through sunlight, and then you saw the big version in the store window. Reacts so good. That works. It works that well. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I think people who have aquariums are going to have a ball with it, because you can just turn your whole entire glass window into fish. They might invest in some of that floor technology, because it can turn the floor into koi fish. and the ceiling. And that's what the mother all screens does. It does literally all that. Now, it doesn't have ad tech capabilities, but it does. Ad tech is a whole technology on its own. But yeah, that technology, yeah, we walk into an environment through the floors, through the ceilings, everything. And it has rear projection capabilities on top of that. So we'll be getting ready for that one. You got people already put the orders in already ahead of time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me see. Did I publish this? Make sure it's all ready to go. I think I did it already, but then we gotta pop in, and I think we're done on everything else for the other end of the site. I just gotta go in and remove the screens off of this one, get them ready for the sugar ship, and put in the ounces, the big ounces in. So with the big ounces in gunmetal, more paint, same price. And then on the other one, the mother of all screens will be launching soon. Actually, it'll be shipping out soon because we got people already put their orders through. And you got plenty of time. It ain't like it's a limited amount. Just people just wanted it right away. They just wanted theirs. And several people on Facebook asked if we could open up the shopping carts. The only last test we had to do was black versus black. And make sure it doesn't come up matching any house paint or fabric because you don't want that happening. I definitely don't want that happening. And I got to be on site with it. So we did quite nicely. The most they went were the gallons and a half went the most. So we'll have plenty for ship out and plenty for orders. I think we might do a 5-gallon bucket next. For companies, you can order a 5-gallon bucket. So the last guy ordered 3 gallons of the other product. He wanted to order 6. So we told him to start with 3 first. Usually when we get an order in, make sure that the person's serious, they know what they want. We advise them to get 3 gallons first. If you want more, then you can order more. I don't try to push it on people like, oh, you got to order. No. Order what you need first. If it's what you like, then you go order some more. But I think he wanted to do 6 gallons. I think we'd be better if we just get ourselves a 5-gallon container. It's much easier to ship. Instead of doing basically a bunch of 6 gallons, the boxes that takes up at the end of the day, that's 2 gallons per box. So that's about 3 boxes at around $20 a pop. So that's about $60. We get that for less if we ship it out 5 gallons. A whole lot less. So at least I can use my perks for my ship out for freight, because that's definitely not free. All right. Let me see. I got a mailer for this. I gotta go pick up tape. I'm just gonna buy tape at the post office. Please do not like. The less walking I gotta do in this freaking heat, the better. Well, I still gotta walk down there. I don't think it's that hot. That's what it said. All right, let me sort everything out here, and after that, I'm going to get this screen done and start to get to the post office and get these guys taken care of. Then, some more demonstrations for the screen. These are ultra circle demonstrations.
Now, just to add real quick, when we get there, the shop, again, we're not showing where it's at because as you've seen already, the stalking activity we received from the door from the creepos. Um, I'm not going to be doing that many videos because I got some work I want to do at the shop. Like I said, we got free room to work in the shop, which means the guy was like, well, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, whatever you want. But he's like, put in a skateboard ramp. It's literally big enough to put a skateboard ramp in there. It is big enough for it. We're not putting in there. Maybe a little bowl in there for him. I don't know. Everybody skateboards. Maybe two of them skateboard. A little bowl in there for him. But anyway, we're going to be working over there quite a bit, getting everything set up, what has to be done. And I do want to later on look into getting a showroom that's separated from that because we got to show the showroom off and show the shop off. I don't want to keep the shop. We don't want nobody to know where it's at because, like I said, you already seen the activity we received from just the daily walk and talk from the creepy people. So, yeah. For the longest time, we've been able to show, like, where we do stuff and do business today, but, these guys just get gotten so creepy at the end of the day. And if they're going to say, oh, you must be afraid. No, fear ain't got nothing to do with it. It really don't. I filed charges against you for this. And you literally got criminal charges. I filed charges against you. And guess what? I told you at the end of the day that I'm thinking about coming over to your state and filing again and basically getting a warrant for your arrest. So, I can send a representative, anybody I want over there to take care of that business for me. As long as we got your charges here and they're all locked in, I can send somebody over there to take care of that business for me. They represent my business, my company at the end of the day. So I can have them go over there and file those charges to get you arrested in your own state. So there's ways to take care of it. They'll just do some real creepy stuff. Y'all weird. And here's the thing. Jamie's been doing that stuff for a long time. I mean, a long time. He's been contacting our landlords and basically trying to make trouble to get us, try to evict it out of the places we were in. The first house that I rented, he was contacting him. We know about that. The other house we were in, I think it was up in Winfield, up in there. We did the 200-inch screen on the wall. He was contacting the people over there. What was the other one? The place on, we had the 235.1 widescreen with the condensed lighting. That house over there, he was contacting the people over there. And then the house up in Havertown. Yep, we got all that on record, Jamie. All that on record. We have a record a mile long. That's it. I got stuff on y'all is unfreaking believable. Showing that you guys were going in, where he was going in because they weren't around. You were going in and contacting these people. We got all that information on you. I told you, look, you got my promise at the end of the day. You're not going home. I'm going to make sure you stay in jail. I'm going to make sure you stay in jail. You're not going home. I can guarantee that 100% you are not going home. The minute you step foot in Allentown for your criminal charges, because you have to show up, there's going to be a warrant for your arrest. They'll arrest you up there first in California. You'll be expedited down here. You're not going home. I'm going to make sure of that. You're going to prison. That's exactly where you're going, to prison. You got criminal charges for post office mail fraud. We also to be filed with the consumer in California about those fraud charges, consumer fraud. You have 2 sets of mail fraud charges that carries about 20 years a pop. You have committed perjury against your company that carries jail time. You have also basically cyber stalked my company and so forth. That's about a year or 2 in jail right there alone by itself. And you got copyright infringements. How many of those you have at the end of the day? You've got quite a lot of those. You've got 18 or 19 of those. And we take you to federal court. That's somewhere around about 5 years a pop for each one. And at around 18, that's almost like 90-something years alone by itself. You're not going home. You're going to jail. As I said before, we have so much on this guy that he's committing crimes right now as we speak. That there is so much stuff on him that statute of limitations would never run out. It's virtually impossible. He just has so much stuff. We can get him years down the line and still hit him. So he's not going anywhere at all. He's not going home.
You're gonna spend the rest of your years in that jail. Yes, when you got too much stuff against you. On top of that, you committed trademark violation against the people who own the rights for Frankenstein. You made money off the name, and again, that's all going to come up in court because we filed the consumer fraud against them, which was last week. That was filed, and we basically gave the document number where basically he's being charged for post office mail fraud. The identification number, we gave it to them. We also gave him the information about the perjury and all the false information you filed for your LLC, and on top of that, how you basically did trademark violation against the people who own the rights for Frankenstein, how you made money off their name, gave receipts and everything. So that's all going to come together. So you're not going home at all, period. You're sitting there saying none of it's done out of revenge. It's done out of you think at the end of the day you can go and commit crimes and you're not have to pay for it. You got to pay for it. Everybody has to pay for it. I paid for mine. You're gonna pay for yours. I went and did dumb stuff at the end of the day. I went and did my time and I paid for it. Now you have to pay for yours. The only difference is between me and you is that I was 16 when I did mine. So by the time I got up, I was in my mid 20s. I had time, late 20s. I had time to basically build my life. You, on the other hand, you're 47 years old and you get hit with a 10-year prison sentence. That is going to be something else. You get hit with a 20-year prison sentence. That's even worse. You're going to be like 67 years old when you get out. But you got a lot more to worry about that because you got 2 post office mail fraud charges. They carry 20 years apiece. Yeah, he's going to do some time. Probably get a plea deal. If he gets a plea deal and basically he gives up information, which you know what's going to happen. I told the other ones that what's going to happen to you. He's going to snitch on you left and right. He's going to say everything and anything just to cut that time down. He's looking at a lot of jail time. He might even involve y'all in stuff that has nothing to do with y'all at the end of the day, just to give him something at the end of the day. He's going to try to give something, some kind of plea deal. He's looking at a lot of jail time. And think about it, they'll sit back there and say, well, nothing's happening. I'm not, gentlemen, you're already in the system already. It's just a matter of time when it pops up. That's the part that you should have you nervous right now. It's not the fact that nothing was filed. I'm just sitting here just flat on commenting. You were the documents. You were basically your charges were filed against you for what you done. So it's just a matter of time when it hits. 2 ways you got to pay for things on the earth. I told you got to pay for living and dead. If you pass away tomorrow, God forbid, you pass away tomorrow, you still got to pay for it. You're going to get a free pass to go to heaven. You sat there and prosecuted a Christian at the end of the day. Try to make his blessings so there were false, there were scams and everything else. You did a lot of dirt at the end of the day. So you got to pay for it one way or another. I'd rather pay for it over here than pay for it over there. Because once you get over there, guess what? There's no forgiveness and there's no way in the world to be able to take it back. There's nothing you can do. You're stuck. So if you get paid for it here, I'm on manslaughter, which means you'll get sued and you will go to jail. Or you pay for it in the next life where it'll be eternity forever. That's what you're facing right now. It's not a pretty picture, is it? It's not. I imagine when I sat at that door, they let me go home. When I was in the juvie unit, they let me go home. And I was facing some very serious time. I could literally, like I said, I was looking at the door, I think about walking away. But imagine if I walked away and I never got saved. My mom gave me the Bible when I got locked up. Imagine I never got saved and I walked out that door and didn't come back. I'd have been a fugitive, which means I'd have had warrants and everything on top of my head for my arrest. That means I'd spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder, wondering when someone's going to creep upon me and basically caught me off of jail. Say if I died in the process, never got saved. That means I'd have been on the other side. I would never had an opportunity to go to heaven. So it's best you pay for it over here. On this side.
Yeah. Never forget my mom came up to me and she said, "You walk out, you know what I was thinking. So you walk out that door, you will never have peace ever. Take it like a man and deal with it. You did it. You go take it like a man and deal with it. That's what I did. Took it like a man. Oh, man. Whew. I'm gonna put a sliding board in there. I'm definitely gonna do a sliding board. We got 2 stories. Definitely gotta put this on a fire pole. We were talking about a fire pole last night, like a fire pole is hot. Definitely gotta do a fire pole. Get a fire pole and a sliding board. But I'm doing a sliding board. I do want it to go outside the building. I don't know if we can get away with that with zoning and all. They'll let us put a sliding board outside the building, which would be pretty fun though. I don't know. We should be able to put a sliding board outside the side of the building. I don't know why we wouldn't. But if I do, I'm with a funnel system. I want the funnel to go around. Because that'd be pretty cool. If I got to work there all day, at least when I have something, I'm going to have some fun. I know they want to have fun. And I definitely got to put a train through it. I'm so used to hearing that thing all day long. When I don't hear it all day long, actually, to tell you the truth, it kind of stopped for a while. I don't know why. They changed routes or whatever. But I got used to hearing Charlie, so I'm going to get myself a Lionel train. Smoker, which is my favorite. I'm going to track it through the whole entire place, put a GoPro system on it. Oh, that'd be a nice way to actually deliver packages, right? Actually, information back and forth from office to office with Charlie. Taco got a section for him. We got a little section they're gonna put in for him. We're gonna drywall section there for him. It's gonna be pretty hard too. He's gonna have his own wheel he can run in. He needs a big wheel to run in. And he's gonna have this projection screen put in because he likes to watch projection TV. So he's gonna have a nice little setup. I might get a 4 from him too because he does love the 4 projection. He loves those. Yeah, it's been pretty nice. Finally got me a nice setup. Yeah, it took a long time, but yeah, long time. Whew. Okay. Senior with Swing Drive. I mean, you people got things to do at the end of the day, so I got to charge my phone and I got to get ready. I'm probably gonna once everything dries, we'll be out the door. But right now, I'm just waiting for stuff to dry. I got paperwork to do. Gotta go. Thank you for your time and God bless. Black Series Edition LLC Crystal Edge Technology screens in our FLEVT company, which we'll be working on this year. Man, I'm telling you, I just got so much on the plate. It's not even funny. Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. I know I did. Spent time with family. Had a fantastic time. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me see here. Okay. I was so confused on that just a few minutes ago. I was like, wait a minute. Today's Friday, right? Better be Friday. I got packages to drop off today. Yeah, hopefully it's Friday. Yeah, because we're talking about going down to see my mom yesterday, and usually we go see her on Saturday. So I'm thinking like, is it day Sunday for some reason? I don't know why I would think that, but I don't know. That those days mixed up. Anyway, we got some major updating we got to do on the Chris Ridge site. We definitely got some changes coming in. And one of the changes we are going to be doing is going to be no more physical screens. I'm going to be doing something different with the physical screens. As I said before, a heat advisory. Yeah, I know, because I was just out taking out the trash a few minutes ago from the shop, and it was freaking humid. I don't know what out there. Still going to walk up because it'll be a good workout. And on top of it, I get a chance to burn some calories in the process. But anyway, we got a new white t-shirt over there somewhere. But anyway, yeah, so we got some changes we're doing to the Chris Ridge site. The summer sale was definitely over, so that should have all been removed. But we've been so busy, I already forgot about it. So let me get rid of some of this stuff we got on here right now. And yeah, all of this gotta go. We wrote this in here. We did write this in here. All right, let's get rid of this too. So the acoustic screens, we're going to be letting those go because I told you before, I'm interested in putting those in the hands of distributors. It's a much easier screen to be able to process instead of shipping paint out. Screens are much easier to deal with. On top of that, it requires safety. We're doing paints and stuff. It requires safety material, data sheets, and all this stuff they got to have at the end of the day. Where a screen doesn't require any of that. The screen's so much easier to pass through customs with a distributorship than basically using paints. And yeah, you have to have safety material, data sheets, all your information, everything. So much stuff you need. It's not even funny. Especially when you start transferring to customs, it gets a whole nother section right there by itself. So it's much easier to do a physical screen. And I do want to do distributorship contracts. Let me see. Let's bring this up because now we got this huge, but this breaks down. Oh, it does break down. Okay, we just leave this right here. I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit more. Why is this box so freaking? Oh, because we had something written at the bottom of it. All right, so let me see what we got written here. New changes, converting our screen to the nope. So we're going to basically convert back into paints. And physical screens are going to be hitting for distributorship only. Let me see our new change. Uh, right. The whatchamacallit, the gunmetals are fusion light energy technology. So, let's see. Um, let me see. What we got to mark here? This we have to come down to. Ooh, did you leave any of these options open? I know we didn't convert all these. Did we not? Oh man, let me see. Darn. All right, let's remove. Now, see if we made it a spray on application, then yeah, you can use it for your acoustic setups and all that. That's not a problem. But again, like I said, a lot of people aren't too handy with the paint sprayer. Some people consider a paint sprayer to be intimidating. So on the other site, we have it where the quasars can do both. They can do spray-ons and they can do roll-ons. We're not going to do the same thing over here. We're going to convert this back to a gunmetal technology, screen paint, but we're going to basically keep the big ounce containers attached to them because I definitely want to keep that. I definitely want to change that. I don't want to do 32 ounces anymore, and I don't want to do 1 gallons anymore. We want to add more paint for the customer. Let me see. Okay. It should have been a capital, Rachel, honestly. Why is it not a capital? That definitely should have been a capital. New sentence. For Amy towards the next level. Expensive projections. Fully ultra compatible, weatherproof, designed to produce with the recovery zone by the screen with a true infinity one. No. I can't have that there. What are you doing? With our one and only true contrast. No, it doesn't have a 1% contrast. It has. So I had to go back and check my own stuff sometimes. I swear. I'm so used to writing that in over and over and over again. We can't have that here. Definitely can't have that here. Our one and only true. Um, this has to go. This can't be there. True. It doesn't have an infinity one. It mimics a contrast level. Let me see. put in, can't put in true. You have to put in, and put in ultra dark grays. Because you're not, what do we get pro grays? What do we get? Ultra, seriously? Ultra dark gray. What did we get pro gray from that? Literally did not say that. AI is a little slow, I swear. Or artificial, we want to call it in the day, voice recognition software, whatever, it's slow. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I didn't speak another language. Let me see. Okay. Still having that conversation about the Infinity One level with gray and gunmetal screens. Like literally, talk about denial on so many different levels. It's not even funny. You do not pull black level. You literally have to stop saying that. You don't pull black levels at all. Period. You read shades of gray. Depending on how dark the screen is, depends on how dark your shade of gray is going to actually be able to produce. So you do not read actual black. I don't care what kind of projector you got at the end of the day. The projector can't even read black. The projector is producing black. The screen's not reading it. So that right there, I think we're going to have to bring some people to court on that one because can't say that. Can't make that statement unless you have a physical black screen. Because if you do have if you believe you're pulling a 100% contrast level, you should not be turning your lights out. You should never be turning your lights out if you have a 100% infinity level. I don't even know how that would be possible. If you sit there and say, well, I have to turn the lights out in order to get the no, you failed that one altogether. White screens don't have to turn out the lights in order to produce higher white levels. They produce white whether the lights are on or off because they have a neutral level of white. That's why. Black screens have a neutral color of black. It doesn't require them to turn lights on in order to operate contrast. So I find that hilarious. And I'm literally going to have to take some companies to court because of that, because we have the right to say we have black technology. And nobody going to be making that claim at the end of the day. We're not having that crap at the end of the day. All these people coming out talking about, oh, we pull black, we're going to challenge you in court now. Just like Epson did Valvo, we're going to start challenging people in court on that theory. Because I don't think it's right that if a screen is pulling a physical black and there's gray screens and gunmetal screens that they're making these false statements that they do the same thing as a black screen, no, not going to work. So you're just going to take it to court. Or send you a cease and desist letter and tell you to shut it down, to stop saying it, because you pull up shades of gray. And that basically misleads the customers because the customers, projector companies do it too. Because projector companies claim that if you have a projector with a high enough contrast, you can pull this heavy black level and you're not pulling it, you don't see it. Which they lied to you. Dark gray contrast. Okay. And ultra dark gray contrast. This is where she did right here. I'm in here correcting my own self. Let's see, ultra dark gray. There we go. That's it. That comes out. That's it. Now, Diamond can say it. Diamond has a screen called a carbon black. They can literally say it. But they can't. It's interesting that they now have a black screen called a carbon black. But all that other time, when they were talking about their gray screens pulling a contrast level, and you realize now that the screens were never put a contrast level because the screen they had does put the contrast level. Which means you had it wrong the entire time when you were saying it. Let me see. Let's go over to the marketplace. Pages. Marketplace here. Yeah, we're flooding right now. So if you're seeing videos pop up left and right, we're flooding. Anytime we have a new product coming, we flood. And we drop as much advertising on the product right now. Facebook.